Welcome back to my channel, and if you're new here, my name is Sylvia and I make videos on planning with the occasional review. Planning has always been my way of working out problems and solving the day-to-day issues in my life. Join me as I experiment on how to best tackle projects, figure out how to stick with habit tracking, and celebrate the wins, both big and small. So grab a cup or a glass of whatevs and let's get on with the video. Hello planner friends, how are you? So today is going to be my mid-year planner reset. Is that what we're calling it? I don't really know. I have gone back to my Hobonichi Mega. I love this little planner. It's my favorite, especially when I need to get back to basics and I just need to have a dated planner because the bullet journal system has either failed me or I have failed it. Who knows? Maybe it's a combination of the two, but it's back to basics for me. For those of you who are in the planner community, you know that it is One Book July. So thank you to the person who let me know that Romani did a quick video mentioning that this year, I think, is the 10-year anniversary, and they decided as a group that they just did not have the time to work on One Book July, so there's not going to be any videos or anything like that. So she let us all know that if we wanted to, we could go ahead and participate and watch old videos and get our, planner One Book July fixed that way. So I think that this year, as far as One Book July is concerned, one book just isn't going to work for me. I've decided that the best probably strategy for myself is to have a dated planner and a notebook. So that is what I'm definitely going to be working on. So I went through my stash, you guys, and I put all of the things that I'm hoping that I will use at some point in one of these clear zippy pouches that I've had for years. I think I ended up getting them from like one of the dollar stores around school time at the beginning of the year when they have school supplies out. So I'm just marking here, of course, One Book July, and that it's also Camp NaNoWriMo in July as well, and I'm working on Project Blood. I'm trying my best to add 30,000 words to this project. This is a project that I co-wrote with my niece Jade, and since it's summertime, this is the time that we have to work on it. We first started working on it last summer, and because we get busy in the school year, we just didn't really work on it very much at all. I am trying to use my stickers, and I'm trying, but for the life of me, I can't think of who these stickers are by. I want to say that they're by Monkey something or other. You guys know what I'm talking about, right? Let me see if I can find it real quick. Nope, just kidding. These are by Sweet Caress Designs. I forget that. These are gorgeous stickers, and I remember that this is a specific shop that I ordered from online, that I wanted all of the things, and I had to scale back and just choose a few things, but I really do like the stickers, and I like that you can get the more translucent type or the white background sticker paper. I like a combination of both, especially on the Hobonichi paper. It doesn't really bother me as much as it used to. The cream colored pages don't freak me out as much. I'm growing as a person. So this week is week 26, and it falls between June and July. So I'm just marking here the days that are actually July so that I remind myself, hey, we're already in July, even though the top of the page says June. As far as next week is concerned, I haven't made an executive decision on how I'm going to plan in here, so I'm just going to leave that blank for right now. Like I mentioned, I'm going to be incorporating a notebook into my planning system for my midpoint of the year. And so anytime I do that, I tend to, try to make it a full-on bullet journal, and then I abandon what other planners that I have. So you guys have seen this bullet journal before. This is the bullet journal edition 2 with the thicker paper. I had struggles, y'all, with this book, trying to connect with the thicker pages. I tried to use it as a Commonplace book last year, and that didn't last very long. So I went ahead and taped those pages together, and I was like, we can start over. We can just start over, and we did that in February of 2023, and it was cool. It was okay. Still having some struggle with the thicker pages. When it comes to my day, I try to break it down into categories. The page used to be so intimidating to me, but when you break it down, there's plenty of space for everything. So I had sections for time, I had sections for tasks, I was using titles, and I was of course using my favorite Midori stamps to make things look a little bit more uniformed. I tried to use some sticky notes that I have, and that was cool for a while, but I just kept falling off, and I went back to my weekly that I used to set up in my A6, which I really did love, and I used to put like things like what week we were on, and of course the days of that week, and I liked setting things up that way. I also kept a list of my vocab, but that becomes really tedious, and it's not the purpose of a traditional bullet journal. I went to like half a days and tried to keep it a little bit more simple, but still, even adding a little bit of highlighter and stamps meant that I had to be at my desk for most of the time to do that. So I don't know if I'm going to do the same. I just want to keep this kind of loosey-goosey. I also want to keep this as a Commonplace notebook, and I really like how this notebook is broken down into thirds just very easily. It's already marked for you. Of course, the 80 GSM notebooks, the standard ones, they don't have that, and I wish that they did, because it's a really great feature. It makes everything, you know, speedy quick. I had over probably 100 pages left in here, and that's why I chose not to open a new bullet journal and start a new one. I have some Micron pens that I was thinking about using, but I think I might save that for the bullet journal that I picked up when I was in the city. That might be something I do after I get a handle on my planning again, and I can feel more confident about moving into a bullet journal. Right now, I feel like I'm just gonna set up everything and then just blow it off. So going back to a notebook that I've already opened and used probably is the best thing for me right now. I'm really going to try my best to use a key this time around, and I do have a bunch of these dot stickers, and I know that Megan made this very popular, so I'm going to give it a go. I see a lot of planner friends using this system, so we're going to see how it goes. And again, this is going to be partly planning and then partly collections and Commonplace notebook. It's going to be all of the things. For the most part, I'm going to stick with having my main appointments in my Hobonichi weeks, just because my planning is all over the place and I rely on a dated planner when that happens. I'm definitely going to put a monthly setup in here, just because I don't know, I feel like I want to write out some things in here, maybe some movies or TV shows that I'm watching every day. I like tracking in that way. It works really well for me, and I highly recommend it to any of you that want to try that out. For any of you that want to keep it simple, I recommend doing a bullet journal style monthly calendar, monthly log, just because it's less drawing you have to do. Sometimes I get too structured, and even though I consider myself a minimalist planner, my level of minimalist is not possibly or potentially going to be your level of minimalist. What you deem to be minimalist is probably going to vary, like it does for me as well. So today we're going to start painting Jay's office. I'm really excited about that, because the more we get to painting his office, and the extra bathroom means the closer we are to painting my office. So all of his stuff is really shoved into the hall right now, which is pretty funny. It's blocking the bedroom door, the other bedroom door, but luckily it does have two doors, so we have to go and enter that room through the washroom, which only matters to Jade because she's the one who stays in the extra room. I'm going to do my to-do list later. I'm going to save that for another day. Now these stickers I really love. I ended up getting them from Amazon. I mentioned that they were pretty inexpensive, and I highly enjoy them, and it's going to be pretty funny next year in 2024 when I go to use more of these, because there are some months where I've used like day 1 through 9, and then other months where I use like day 15 through 31, which is pretty funny. So but I bought several packs of them, so there's that. This little tab is from, what is that, that planner, oh my gosh, it's my favorite planner, from the Biz, I think, from the Biz Kokyo planners. I had some extras, so I thought I would use them to mark my monthly. I used to mark them with washi tape, which is totally fine, but I find that takes up a nice amount of space on the page, and so I prefer to use one of these sticker dividers instead. Now I used the wrong highlighter here, which is pretty funny. This is a really like apple green-ish. No, that's even worse than that. It's a very lime green ish highlighter, so I'll go back over it again, which is pretty funny. So here I got really a lot of anxiety, I should say, because I didn't like the way the highlighter was looking and how it wasn't coming across thick. It was kind of wobbly. Weebles wobble, but they don't fall down. And that, again, it gets to my anxiety. So if you're someone who also feels that way, I want to let you know that, yeah, my planning, especially my layouts, it's not perfect, and it does give me some type of anxiety. And then I don't know, I try not to make things look neat and nice, but when it doesn't, it really gets to my soul and I can't handle it. But I'm going back to dividing up my pages for July, and I'm going to be incorporating my words of the day. And so the W just means word of the day, and the S means synonym of the day. And then I have 2 extra sections down at the bottom just because I decided there were more to-dos that I needed to do. Otherwise, that's usually where like my journaling goes for the day. So there is that. So it's a quick and easy setup for my dailies. But again, there's still some structure there, which I'm trying not to have, but I can't help myself. Do you find that you also do that? I'm just rambling at this point, but hopefully you enjoy that. If not, you can always listen to this on mute, and that's okay too. But then those people usually ask me 50 questions that I've answered in the actual video. So there's that as well. So I'm just going to incorporate the weeks over here onto the side, as well as adding my favorite thing, which is a little sticky note of all of the books that I am currently reading. That makes it easier for me to move it page to page or month to month. I am currently trying to get through the Harry Potter books. I had to return books 6 and 7, the last 2 in the series, just because, excuse me, I didn't have the time to listen to them. So I decided there were other people waiting, let them listen to them, and I'm going to put a hold on them for later because I am listening to them on the free library. So there's that. All right, so that is my entire setup, and there's more to come. All right, so don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. I hope this was helpful. Thanks for watching, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.